welcome back to another episode of Come Over for Dinner. I'm Bess Hawthorne, and I'm so excited you're joining me today. Today I have a very special guest. Her name is Annika Haney. She is a senior in college this year. She has 6 siblings. Her mom, Meg Haney, has been on the podcast before. She is known for her amazing flower arrangements and flower garden. And back to Annika, she has been catering for 6 years. She has also done crepe nights and other birthday and house parties for her college roommates. And it's usually 6 girls in the house. And so we're going to hear a lot of her tips about just being hospitable in the college environment, especially if you're not living at home. And well, we just have lots of hot tips for you. So we're excited to share them. Welcome, Annika.
Hello. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. Tell me a little bit more about yourself, and then we'll jump into all of your hot tips.
Oh, man. Well, I'm originally from Seattle. So my family moved here 6 years ago, and I quickly got a job with Katie Grauke, kind of randomly. She does thrush catering around here. Super fun. Then started catering with Jen Bunch and Carolyn Wilson. I've been doing all of that for a long time now. 6 years, as you said. It's kind of crazy.
And how old are you? I mean, I know you're a senior in college.
I'm 21.
So 21.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing skills to have at your age.
I'm just so thankful to have learned from so many people throughout the years. Like in Seattle, there's so many amazing women to learn from. And my mom obviously is one of them. And then coming here and learning a ton of different things from the ladies around in the community, as well as just friends. You know, there's so many things to pick up and learn. And so being inspired is not hard.
That is true. That is very true. Let's talk about some of the hospitality that you do in your current life.
Yeah.
With being a senior in college, you are in a house with 6 girls. Is that right?
Yeah. So there's 6 of us total. We've done this for the last 3 years. It's a super fun environment. We love it. There's always somebody around. It's a very loud house, we like to say. Our neighbors do today. They hear us laughing sometimes. It's that loud, so we're glad it's potent.
That's a good thing to be known for, laughter versus something else.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, so the way we do house dinners is, I think, kind of our key difference from a lot of different housing situations. This actually came from my sister's roommates when she was in college, and we've adopted it because it just works so well. But the thing we do is all of the roommates make dinner once a week for the rest of the girls. And so I was talking to my roommate about this the other day because I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about it. What do you want me to say? And she's like, oh, man, it's so fun. Like, I love doing this. But we find that it just creates a huge sense of community within the house of just being able to come home to dinner and have someone like give that to you, whether it's like one other person who's able to make it, just having that time where we sit around the table and we laugh about what the day, what happened or whatever.
Yes. Instead of everybody searching out their own leftovers or ramen noodles or something.
Exactly. And we kind of see it as living with one another rather than alongside in the sense of it's a true community within the girls. And it is a gift that you're giving of here is dinner and I get to give this to you and I'm going to make it fun. And we, a couple years ago, the first year we did it, everyone was kind of learning. I mean, figuring out, okay, I got to budget this. I got to figure it out. How do I make dinner for 6 girls on a good, tight budget? And how do I make a good meal? So over the years, we've kind of been developing and figuring out. And each year, like with different girls, they're starting from scratch. So it's like, okay, coming alongside of like, hey, here's some ideas for you. What do you want to do? Learning how to, make chicken, the simplest things.
So they're probably really nervous in the beginning, thinking they don't have the skills. They maybe not have the confidence. They think they're going to fail. But then I would imagine after doing it a few times, all of that's there. The confidence, the ability. Also, just it's okay to ask questions, to look at their roommates and say, yeah, I don't know how to make chicken or whatever. Will you show me?
Or just like, looking at when different types of food and cooking and what people like to make. My roommate laughs at me because I make a lot of, I guess people in the Pacific Northwest make really different tasting food than in the South. And so you just get a lot of different flavors.
Some variety.
But it's so
fun. It should be fun to find out what you like for, take different things from different parts of the country.
And I think like it's so fun to practice cooking for different people outside your family. Because I remember being a little nervous about it for the first couple weeks of like, oh man, I hope I don't give them like food poisoning or something crazy. Like I would feel worse if I did that to them than my family. And obviously that's never happened.
Right.
But we're like, that nervousness or I'm not sure.
Yes.
Kind of goes away really quickly and it becomes second nature.
Well,
and it's just how
like
you
said,
it is.
it's a gift to people. I get that way cooking for other people, thinking it's not going to be as good as I want it to be.
Yes.
It won't turn out perfect. and it almost always never does, because in my mind, the standard is really unachievable. Like it is going to be the tastiest thing they've ever had, and nothing will go wrong. And that's just not how it happens. Every now and then you're going to have something about whatever dish you make just really stand out and just be like, wow, this one, I don't even know why, but it just tastes above and beyond normal. But typically, you're judging yourself pretty harshly. And the people eating it are just so delighted.
Yes, for sure. And like the food that we've made has changed over the years. And so last year we started the Instagram account.
Tell us about that.
This one, it's called The Orchard Life. We're on Instagram.
I love that.
It's
so
so
do all
random.
the girls contribute, like pictures of things that they do?
Most of us. It's optional. You don't have to. But we like to do it because originally it was a way to encourage excellence. Not because we were doing a terrible job the first year. It just was like, okay, we need to push ourselves. What's a way we could do that? And accountability. And so we decided, okay, how about we just post our videos online of us making dinner for the girls? So what we do is we'll put together like little clips of whatever we've made. And it's nice because we can go back and look at our meals that we've put online. We're like, wait, what did we make? What were we making?
I don't know what to make. Oh, wait, that was really good.
And like not all of them are success stories. Some of them are like, okay, failed dinner. This one didn't happen, or like it didn't work, or I forgot. But the goal was kind of, what can we make that will be inspiration for others and ourselves, of like what you could do with a college budget for 6 girls.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the college budget, and also how often, you may have already mentioned that, but if there's 6 girls, is it one girl per night for 6 nights, and then
we
one
split
day
it up
off,
a little differently. Last year we had 5 girls, so we had 1 per night. This year we're doing slightly different. So some nights there's a double up and they'll switch, and it's a little complicated, but we keep it pretty even.
Okay.
And so 1 girl per night will send out a text of like, who's coming for dinner?
Do you try to cover all 7 nights?
No, we leave the weekends open.
Okay. So really it's 5 weekends you're on your own, or with family or friends, or going out to eat or something.
Because there's Sabbath dinners or family dinners or
yes,
whatever over the weekend.
Okay, so for 5 nights they're covered, and then keep telling us details about it.
Yeah, so I try to spend like less than $30 on dinner. So I'll do Walmart. And I know we were just talking about this before. We'll get the Walmart.
I finally said we've got to press record because we're saying all of our hot tips ahead of time.
Exactly. But I'll spend about $20 to $30 on dinner for the girls. We try to keep it pretty healthy. So picking a protein, picking some sort of carb, fiber, fruits, something. And then occasionally, like, a roommate will make a little dessert for kicks whenever she's feeling really, really extra that night.
When you have money in the budget for better.
It's true. But yeah, so it just, every week it's different. We try to encourage everyone to pick different proteins. I think it's really easy to fall back on chicken because it's the cheapest.
Yes.
And
well, it used to be anyway. Oh my word.
And it'll go the farthest depending on what,
if you chop it up into bits.
Exactly.
And that sort of thing.
So
yes.
The goal is also like, okay, don't choose chicken. Don't choose chicken, Annika. Something else.
Right. And one tip before we get back to Walmart is looking at sale ads of other stores. And you can look at them all online, or if you had an app. But sometimes places like Safeway, which is Albertsons in the South, has ground beef sales. Ground beef is also so expensive right now.
It is so expensive.
Used to be the cheap option, like chicken. You could get a pound of ground beef. It's a lot cheaper than steak or roast or something like that. So expensive now. But they'll put it on a major sale. The ones I've seen lately, it's a 2-pack. They're $1.50 each. And I think it's $5 or less a pound.
Okay.
Maybe even been less. I think it was less. Maybe it was $4 a pound. Anyway, a lot cheaper than normal.
That's awesome.
So
I should look into that too.
Yeah. But tell us your Walmart tip.
Okay. I can't take credit for this all by myself because my friend was the one who told me. My friend Lauren, she was like, okay, I'm getting my Walmart pickup. And I was like, Walmart pickup, isn't that like, don't you have to pay for that? And she's like, no, you don't have to pay.
Free.
It's free. I was like, what? That's crazy. So if you have the Walmart app, you can just, load all your stuff onto your cart and go pick it up at the store for free.
Yes.
It's
and
ideal.
The Walmart app is free to download. It's just a way to shop at Walmart.
It's ideal.
And then you have a personal shopper, which is also free. And you go pick it up, which is also free.
It's
win-win for a college student.
It's way faster. It's time efficient. You're not like wandering around. You can pre-pick. I usually do my Walmart on Sunday nights or, in the afternoon, and I'll pick it up on Monday mornings because I do dinners on Monday. So I try to plan out for the week. So I'll buy all the food I need for Monday's dinner and then all the food I need for my meal prep for the week. So I try to keep it under $50 or around $50. That's my cap. I know some people can get it lower. I try to keep it moderate. I'm not trying to skimp.
Right.
I want to make a good dinner for the girls, and I also want to have good meals for myself for the week.
Which meals for you for the week would be breakfast and lunch?
Breakfast and lunches. Yeah. So I kind of have a way, I don't know. I have a routine of how I go through it. But I'll buy a couple fruits that are for the week snacks, and then I'll do a breakfast, something I like yogurts or cottage cheese or eggs or something like that. And then I'll do lunches. So I'll pick a protein and a veg, and then I'll meal prep that. It usually, the side note on the meal prep, it only takes an hour. It really only takes an hour. I have an hour in between my classes on Monday, and that is when I do my meal prep.
What?
And if you're fast and if you're making like a pan or something, you just cook whatever meat it is and the veg, and it's done. It only takes an hour.
Give me an example of something you might make.
Oh, man. I just made it was a protein bowl, and it was sweet potatoes, and then you roast chickpeas and edamame, and you make a hummus. And it was delicious. And then you put chicken on top. So all of that can go in the oven, and I just bake it within that hour. And then I put them into separate containers. Yeah. So throughout the week in the morning, if I want to build, 6 containers, I can, but I might not eat that for lunch every single day. It might be a dinner if I'm missing dinner because I'm far away, whatever the case. I'll meal prep it and just have it in different containers. So each day I'll just assemble what I want in that container of whatever and bring that for lunch.
That's so smart. In an hour.
In an hour. Well, I mean,
inspiring.
You work in the time you have.
Exactly.
So it's very focused. Like, okay, I got to get this done. Yeah. I'll pick up the Walmart in the morning before class, and then I'll come back after class and just have all of that.
You're so efficient with your time. That's wonderful. Really, it is true. If you have a limited amount of time, you usually can compress. A lot of times you can spread yourself out in as much time as you have. And it's like, this is ridiculous how much time this is taking. And somehow there's something in your brain that you can speed up if you give yourself a certain amount of time.
Yes. But anyway, back to the Walmart. Sorry, that was a long tangent.
Back to Walmart. Okay. I love all of the free options. I was telling her before we started.
She was giving me hotter tips is what we're calling it, because
there's a hot tip and then there's a hotter tip. I was telling her that if you're a college student, you actually get some really good deals. At a lot of places, like including Amazon, which we didn't even mention Amazon, but Spotify. Amazon has like 50% off their yearly subscription for students, but so does Walmart Plus. So if you go and pick up, it's free. That's amazing. You do have to drive there. You do have to spend time. You have to spend your gas. If you calculate how much gas, let's say you use a gallon every single time that you go, and you go once a week times the whole year, would it be worth it to spend $50 on a Walmart Plus subscription? Maybe, because college and grad students get 50% off Walmart Plus. And that's either $6.47 a month or $49 a year. So that's something to consider. I was telling her, as long as you're in college, you get half price and you're not paying
it's even better.
The $100 the rest of us are paying.
So
better. If it would save you $50 in gas over an entire year, it probably would. And you have it delivered straight to your door, which also saves you any time at all. Yeah. Having to drive all the way to Walmart.
It's ideal.
It's ideal.
And then crepe nights. Before I forget.
Crepe nights. We have to talk about crepe nights. This is so fun. Tell us about it.
Okay. So the crepe night is something my sister came up with when she was living with us 3 years ago. Yeah. She did the first one with us, and then we've kind of kept it as a tradition. So we'll do one per quarter of the school year. We'll invite tons of girls, as many as we can. We're really lucky. We have a house, so it makes things a little different where, we have a bit more space than an apartment, but you could still do this in an apartment. But we'll invite tons and tons of girls over, and we'll make crepes, and they're really easy. I first made them when I think I was 12. Like, I made them. They're so easy. You just look up on Pinterest.
Yeah. It sounds fancy and French, but it's
so
very
simple.
not
like a non-stick pan,
non-complicated.
Coconut oil, like you're done, easy.
And there are special crepe pans, but do you use one?
No, we have just our regular non-stick pans, and they work just fine. And we'll start making them about 30 minutes before the event, or 20, and we'll have the oven on to keep them warm. So that they don't
stack them.
So we'll stack them and then put them in the oven to keep them a little warm.
Because they're like really thin pancakes.
Yeah, they're thin pancakes, but like you can easily pull them apart. But keeping them warm makes it easier, so they're not like sticking to each other. At least I don't know. That's kind of what we found. And then the best part of that is it's super cheap because you're just paying for the eggs and the flour, and then you tell everyone else to bring the toppings. And also with crepes, it's like you can grab whatever's in your fridge. It can be a half-emptied thing of blueberries. It could be the rest of a can of whipped cream. Like it doesn't have. You don't have to go to the store.
It can be savory. It can be sweet.
Exactly. You can
anything
put whatever
you want it to be.
So we've had people do all types of things, savory, sweet, fruits, and but it's a really sweet time, and it's so easy to put on. So that's, I think, one of our favorite things that we get to do.
That's so much fun. I had the Foucaults on here before, and he is a French chef.
Oh, man.
And one of his recommendations, and it's also in his book, The Food for Thought, I think it is.
I think something like that, yeah.
Talks about hospitality and eating and food and has recipes. But his recommendation was crepes. And what I really enjoyed about that was that there was a savory recipe like you could have for dinner. It was chicken curry, I think, or something like that. Some kind of chicken. And then for dessert, it was an orange Grand Marnier, fresh orange juice, probably whipped cream. It's been a bit since I've looked at the recipe. They're on the website, which, by the way, anything you want to see as far as recipes is on comeoverfordinner.com. So you can go and see Annika's blog post there. Anything she recommends or recipes that we talk about, they will be there. But these crepes are there too. So it gives you a couple of recipes you can look at. And do you have any in particular, or is it really just whatever toppings you want to put in?
Oh,
the filling.
I'm a Biscoff girl.
Biscoff?
Biscoff
like
spread.
The cookie?
Yeah, there's cookie butter.
Cookie butter?
Cookie butter.
Okay, this is over the top. I thought you meant crunch, like you're putting a cookie.
Well, you could do that too, but
that's a little weird.
It's just like Nutella.
Yeah, because usually it is a soft filling.
And it's so good. You can put that with like whipped cream and some berries.
Oh, my word.
And it's more like, it's a warmer flavor. I love it.
And that is, you buy it at Walmart.
You can buy that wherever,
you can pick that up at Walmart.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Seen it. Oh, I'm a bit, we're Biscoff fans. My friends make fun of me because, it's an
You're well
obsession.
known.
My dad brings, every time he goes on a trip, he'll bring me the Biscoff.
From the airplane.
And he'll text me a picture of it.
Oh,
he is my Biscoff fairy.
So
it is the sweetest
funny.
thing ever.
Okay, so you like
I like the sweet ones.
You like the sweet ones. What about a savory?
I'm trying to think. Someone brought like a goat cheese something, and it was delicious. Filling.
So good.
And that's delicious. Or you could do like eggs, like a breakfasty one.
You could. I remember my mom doing ham crepes, and inside was ham, chopped ham. There was some kind of cream sauce, cheese.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Something
there being
chive.
Eggs, but that would be delicious. Something chive.
And you can just look up on like Pinterest and find tons of inspiration.
Yeah, you really don't need a recipe for the fillings or the toppings. You can
just
do
whatever
anything.
you love to eat, the flavors you like.
Yeah, the crepe is the vessel.
Exactly.
for putting your favorite things in your mouth.
Exactly. It's a blank slate.
Yes. Okay, so what do these crepe nights accomplish?
I think it just is a great community builder and an opportunity to host and love on others in a really easy way. I think in college, it's really easy to get sucked into your own bubble. We see that all the time of just, I'm so busy. I'm doing my homework assignment. I'm doing this and this and this. And you really do forget, there are moms out there doing their thing. There are grandmas out there doing their thing. Everyone is in very different spheres. And so crossing that boundary of like, okay, we're not the only ones doing things. How do I get outside myself and serve others, whether it's my house is just open for people to come in whenever, or I have food for them. I love to have dinner parties. I love to do birthday parties. A lot of my friends are turning 21, so we're doing a lot of 21st birthday parties.
Those are very special.
They're really fun. And there's a lot of opportunities to celebrate. And so doing it in a manner of like, okay, there's not an excuse to be made of I don't have the money and I don't have the time, because you do have the time if you make it, and you can find a way to do it and love others without a lot of money, like without spending extravagant amounts of money. People are like, oh my gosh, that seems so expensive. And you're like, no, it's not. Like for 21st birthday parties, I bought my friends balloons and all the decorations and a headband and a sash and all the like little details
from the
that make
dollar
it
store.
so fun.
Yes.
On Amazon.
Oh.
For $15.
Yeah.
And I've used it multiple times this year. You just reuse, reuse. So whenever anyone has a 21st birthday party or birthday at my house, they have their happy birthday headband and the sash and all the gear. It's in my drawer. I found it it's in the party drawer.
Yeah.
And it just is reused.
It's a one-time expense.
But it makes it a sweeter event, and it's not that expensive to do. And so...
Well, and so many times college girls, I shouldn't say kids. I don't know why I said I'm
That's okay.
Dating myself. I'm sounding like an old woman.
I don't know. We say kids too. So.
The college young ladies are far from home. And so it could be that mom or dad sends something for their birthday, but maybe they're not there on their birthday. And that's a difference. Usually when you're at home, of course, mom is putting on a special birthday cake and it's a special dinner and everybody's bringing you presents, or maybe even have grandparents over. It's just very different when all of a sudden you're away from home and no one's there. Can you imagine studying and being in an apartment by yourself on your birthday? How boring.
And the little things like
so, to have you throw a party would be so huge.
And even if you don't throw a party, like somebody makes dessert for somebody's birthday and we just kind of rotate of who makes dessert for somebody else within the house for the roommate.
Yeah.
So like for my roommate's birthday, she loves apple crisp. I'll make her an apple crisp every year for her birthday because that's what her mom makes because her mom's far away. Or a different roommate will make somebody else something. And there's little ways to just love on the people around you that don't cost money. Same with like holidays. For Advent, we'll put out like candy in a bowl and put a little note like, for anybody, happy Advent. Or I made cinnamon rolls for Advent, or whatever the holiday is.
Yeah, and it's just an extra gift to your roommates.
Exactly. Making it special because everyone is, if they aren't from here, they're far away from home. And so they're missing that, anticipation with their family of Advent, or they're missing that, Easter joy or whatever the thing is. And so being able to provide that in like the teeniest ways that don't cost a lot.
Right.
But it makes that much of a difference to make it really, again, the living with people instead of alongside them is kind of our motto.
I remember my 16th birthday, and it's funny how birthdays stand out. I don't remember my 15th birthday or 14th birthday. I'm sure if I looked back at pictures, I could have a memory of maybe what was made or what food was there or whatever. But you know how some birthdays just really stand out because they're special, and it really wasn't because it was, 16. It was because of exactly what you're talking about. Somebody made a huge effort, and it was so meaningful. For my 16th birthday, I was actually out of the country on a mission trip, and the group I was with had this whole plan ahead of time where you have this, months made out of menus, and it's budgeted, and you know what you're cooking every day. And of course, I had a rotation, with all the teens, they rotate and you help in the kitchen some, and that tonight you're making shepherd's pie or whatever, and you're using this amount of cans and this amount of probably powdered potatoes or whatever we had. I don't even know. I'm sure there were fresh things that were bought, but very limited budget. Always good food, though. Great recipes. So they knew my 16th birthday was coming up. No family. In another country. And they asked if you could have anything, what would you want? What's your favorite? And I was like, I love pizza. And what else did I say? I can't remember what I said for dessert. And of course, I'm like, there's just no way. And so I didn't think about it. Again, I'm off on my crew doing my work, and then come to dinner, walk in, the whole team is happy birthday. I'm sure they sang, there was pepperoni pizza and some special dessert. And I was like, how did they even pull this off? It was just so special.
Yes.
It
so
was
intentional.
So intentional, delicious. And they had put whatever time and resources they could that day to make sure that I got something that I wanted for my birthday and was like home. I will never forget that. And it was, the pizza was good. I do love a good pepperoni pizza, and it was homemade. But it was more than that. It's what you're talking about. It was the thought behind it and the community building. I mean, the friendships that were offered in that moment, just the love that was shown to me. So
For sure.
I think that can give memories that last forever to people. So that's wonderful that your house is doing that. Okay, so you've mentioned lots of things. Are there any other types of gatherings or parties that you throw at your house?
We did a going away party. Well, I'll host dinner parties here and there. Like I've had a couple groups of small groups of girls over here and there. It just depends. We love to do breakfasts. I love a good dinner party, and I like smaller groups of girls for dinner parties just because I think it's more meaningful. But the most recent one, I mean, how many girls did we have? I think it was like 10 or 15 around our small table. We had it was great. We were supposed to have it outside, but it ended up being inside. And it was so fun. But that one, I think every party I do, the biggest thing is just prepping for it really well. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned from catering is how far in advance can I prep, and how listing out exactly what I need, when I'm going to complete it, and all the materials. So for that going away party, I think I did it with a friend, my friend that I cater with. And we both were like, yeah, this is pretty easy. We'll just list out everything we need. We had a shared note, and we just wrote out what you were going to do, what I'm going to do, and what we needed for the event. And then making things in advance of okay, I can put that in the fridge and have it all whipped up and ready and just put it in the oven or, whatever it is, being as prepared as possible to make it so much easier the day of, where I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, I just pop that in the oven and ready for the event.
Which is so nice because all your cleanup's done.
Exactly.
Well, tell me one of your favorite menus that you might serve for dinner at your house.
I think it always is different. For the girls, I'm always trying out new things. My roommate wanted me to mention my hot bacon ranch dressing salad.
That sounds delicious.
That she was like, you have to mention that. You need to put that on there.
It's a fan favorite.
I was like, okay, sounds like it.
Okay, say the title again.
The hot bacon ranch dressing salad.
Okay, what makes it hot? Is it hot honey?
You make the dressing with bacon grease.
Okay.
And mustard and honey. I made it at the beginning of the year, and they keep talking about it.
Okay, we need this recipe. This
so I'm going to find that one.
Good.
And then I love to make, I have a author, he's a chef. He has a book that my mom got for my birthday last year because I was like, oh, I need this recipe. His name is Julius Roberts, and he makes what I like to call peasant food.
Yeah.
And
sounds affordable.
No. And so it's he has tons of soups, but one of my favorites is his green pasta. And I know it sounds really weird, but it's delicious.
It reminds me of pesto or something on pasta.
It is. It's kind of like that, but a little different, where you just, and it sounds really healthy, but it's not.
She's trying to convince us of her health food, but I am convinced.
It's good. It's kale and spinach and olive oil and garlic, salt and pepper, and you blend that all up like a pesto, and then you put it over rigatoni.
That's actually much more accessible than basil.
And it's
year-round.
Yeah. And it's pretty, it's accessible. It's cheaper. You can put ricotta on it if you want. I make the sauce as the heart leads me. So I take all of the ingredients and I put it in the blender and I just taste test until I'm like, yeah, I like that. And lemon, that's that one too. That's important. But that's a really good one. And I'll pair it with some sort of meat, or if I'm trying to be fast. Sometimes we did an egg one time, and that was actually pretty good too, because I forgot to grab chicken from the fridge or store, and so I was like, oh shoot, guess we're doing eggs to make sure there's a protein. I'm so sorry. And they're like, no, this is actually delicious. I'm like, okay, good. But you can put Parmesan on there. It's a fan favorite. So, and it's really pretty too. It's a bright green color. And
everybody's getting vegetables.
Exactly.
Which is also
good fiber, good.
Check that off.
Good fiber, good nutrients. And that's the goal, is being able to feed them well. You don't want to give your roommates tons of preservatives or bad food.
Okay, perfect recipes. I will definitely put these on the website.
Okay.
I want to try both of them. So I'll make sure I get them soon.
I've saved them on my Pinterest. That's how I keep all my recipes. So I'll have to.
Yeah. So with this, would you serve anything else, or maybe even talk about dessert?
I'll do, depending on the meal, like I'll separate my proteins and vegetables. So there'll be a side veg or something. But usually it's all incorporated into the one. I like to do the sheet pan dinners, so that makes it just easiest. But for side dishes or like dessert, I'm a huge fan. I'll have to share this recipe, but it's from my friend. Her name is Laura, and she's from Germany, and she's a big baker. She likes to lower the sugar in recipes, but like in a way that it doesn't taste different. And she was teaching me all
Just
her
not
tricks and
over
tips and everything. And I was like, oh my word, this is amazing. But she makes these cookies. They're oatmeal cinnamon chocolate chip cookies. And they're delicious and they're really easy.
Okay.
And so I'll have to share that recipe too, because that one's a fan favorite.
I don't think I've put cinnamon in oatmeal chocolate chip cookies.
I haven't either, but it's delicious.
Like
and the whole is you just kind of bunch them up and you can make them small. She likes to use them like tea cookies, but you can make them larger, fatter cookies. And they taste delicious. Melty chocolate chips. I mean, come on. It's so
How
good.
can you go wrong with chocolate?
You can't.
I agree.
You can't. And so they're delicious. Those are a fan favorite. Usually gone as soon as I make them.
Wow. Okay. I definitely have to try these too. Before we move forward, a big thank you to the sponsors for supporting today's episode. Are you searching for hands-on activities to help your kids explore the practical side of science? Look no further than your kitchen. Inquisicook blends food science and culinary arts into an engaging program that puts delicious food on the family table. Let Inquisicook do the teaching with lesson videos, reliable recipes, and assessment tools that put students on track for success. Their online platform is easy to navigate and optimized for mobile, so the learning experience can move from the classroom to the kitchen without a hitch. Inquisicook turns curious students into intuitive cooks, not just recipe followers. Say goodbye to the tyranny of the ingredients list and say hello to utilizing what's in season, what's on sale, or what's in the fridge. Visit inquisicook.com to view sample lessons, then check out the recipe gallery to see just how crave-worthy science can be. All right. Well, moving on to your shortcuts or time savers, you already mentioned your tips, or you started talking about some of your catering tips. Would you add anything to that? Is there more that you've learned from catering besides just making a plan, making a list of everything you need and when to execute it and making things ahead? Is there anything you would add to that?
Man, that's a good question. Kind of trying to think through. A lot of it has become inherent in how I just make
Just
food.
do it.
But there is a sense of I'm not as fearful as I once was of trying a bunch of different things or different, flavors or being adventurous and trying different things. But I think really what I've learned from catering is just the hospitality side of it. I mean, my mom was a waitress, so she's always teaching us anticipate needs of whoever is at your house or whatever, of the person might need water, just like teaching us the little things.
Look at the glass, make sure it's not empty.
Exactly. But like with catering, you're just paying attention to the small details of how are you going to serve these people, even if you're just making food early because they have volleyball practice and you want to anticipate that they're going to need food earlier than the other girls. Just thinking through, okay, how can I anticipate the needs of the people in my house that might not have the same schedule, etc. So I think that's one. And the preparedness is a big one. And then I think catering is just a wonderful way to serve and love others. And doing that over the years has been really fruitful.
Yeah, and
because you
so much.
learn so much from the people who are the main chefs. Or like Jen Bunch and Carolyn are amazing. And they are so good at flavors and just creating fun, like all the courses are beautiful. And so they have a very distinct style, and learning from them has been so fun. And then learning from Katie of like, okay, processes and systems, her food's delicious. And then she is we're able to do it where we make most of the food. She doesn't even have to be there sometimes. She just has to make sure that all the food arrives and we'll make it all and then send it, like got it down to a T, and it's delicious. And being able to, implement that, it's just another art. So both I think has been really fun to learn.
Yeah, just taking gifts from different people.
Yes. I think, and that's again, my favorite thing about being in Moscow and same in Seattle is just like so many people who are so good at what they do. Yes. And you can learn from, and it's easy to just go ask them questions.
Well, I think having some experience with large events keeps you from being afraid of having people in your home later.
Yes.
or currently. I mean, obviously you have people in your home now. You're a college student. But even later on when you're down the road, when you're married and you're thinking about having people into your home, maybe you have small children. So many people are daunted by that and they're overwhelmed or just aren't prepared for it and kind of have to step their toe in the water then. And that's fine. You just have to do it whenever it comes to you. But having that kind of experience beforehand would make it feel like this is no big deal.
I mean,
I've hosted for 100 before. I can have one family over.
I think there's I think there's always going to be that like sense of fear sometimes where you're like, okay, I want it to go well. I'm really thankful for all the opportunities that the Lord has given me to say no to the fear of like, oh no, like there's a lot of people. Okay, never mind. Just get it done. Get it done. Okay, here's all the people in the house. All right, it's fine.
Yes, I remember Carolyn Wilson telling me a story about having done a gazillion rolls, homemade rolls, a gazillion. And I think it was for Thanksgiving. Maybe it was Christmas. Anyway, somehow in the family, there was a request sent out, I need somebody to make homemade rolls. And it was maybe for 20 or 40 or something. She's like, I can do that in my sleep.
Easy peasy.
No big deal. I just got done making 200 or whatever.
I know. Yeah.
So
I guess that's true.
It kind of gives you some perspective of like, no, wait, I can do this.
Yeah, if I can make mashed potatoes for 400, then I can make mashed potatoes for 10.
20 or 10, yes.
It's actually sometimes harder though because you're like, wait, what are the proportions?
Yes, I do agree with
way
you.
Smaller.
At any time, you still can have some kind of apprehension just because you do want it to turn out well. And even scaling back, you're still doing a full meal and it's a lot of work. So, all right, tell us your best prep tip when you're thinking about planning one of these events or hosting a large group or even just your housemates.
I love putting together like a list, just a to-do list or figuring out. First is kind of identifying what I want to make for the week. So prepping that in advance and putting it into Walmart is so helpful because I can just have all the stuff that I need and right there and then I'm, sitting down. I say, okay, I got to prep. I need these things for dinner tomorrow. I need to find a recipe. Okay, what am I going to do? So I have a bunch of recipes saved on Pinterest, actually. The easiest way I found, at least. And I'm sure there are people who can make this a lot more organized than I do it. But on Pinterest, you can create a board and then you can create subboards.
Okay.
And so if I'm finding recipes online, I can just save them to Pinterest. Or even if I have a physical copy, I can take a picture and upload it to Pinterest. So I can save it onto like a digital. And so I'll have dinner recipes, breads, desserts, different things saved that I can look through and find, oh, okay, I've made that before. And so if I make something, I just put it onto the Pinterest board usually, and then I'll search through that.
Do you have problems getting to the actual recipe on Pinterest?
Usually not, because if it's an online recipe like Smitten Kitchen or something, you can save the site. Like it usually has a share button that you can share to Pinterest and then copy to the board.
Okay. I'm going to have to play with this.
So I like it and it's not for everybody, but it works for me I found meals that I like online. I have my favorite, Smitten Kitchen.
So you can be on a website and send it to Pinterest. I didn't know that. I have been on Pinterest and definitely have gotten a link and gone to an actual recipe, but then there's been other times where it won't really link, like you find something you like, but it won't get you to an actual recipe.
On Pinterest? Yeah. So sometimes that happens, but with this, it'll share or save the link. So I have like the cookie recipe or a bunch of different ones saved where you just are on the website, Food 52 or whatever, share, Pinterest, save to board, and then it'll go and you pick like a heading or picture or something so you can see,
that's a really hot tip because you are able to have them all in one place, a collection, but also pictures. I like visual.
I just hate losing recipes because then I'm like, shoot, where did that
one go?
Where did that
one
go?
If it was something you really loved. Yeah. You need
Here I am. See, no, wait. I told you this was going to happen. I told her before we even started recording, I'm going to pick up your accent.
Is she sounding Southern? Can you tell us apart anymore? We both sound like Bess.
Well, this is what happens when you're from the Pacific Northwest and you have the like bland and you pick it up. It's what happens.
That's okay. I don't mind a proselyte.
Oh man.
I'm turning her to the light side.
Oh man.
It's pretty great. What's your best advice for making people feel welcome when they come into your home?
I think just putting them at ease when I'm either like having something unfinished that I can give them to do. And that's something that my mom actually taught me of like, give them, like, I have something left for them to do with me, especially if it's a mom. They like, you just hate watching someone else do a bunch of work and standing there talking to them and feeling really useless.
Right.
Or just like doing something alongside them. So whether you're not finished and like, oh, here I am just like flipping crepes for grape night.
You can flip grapes with me.
Or just like having something fun. I was reading Unreasonable Hospitality is what it's called by Will Guidara. And that one was recommended to me by a bunch of different moms.
I have
And
not heard of that.
it's a New York Times or New York restaurant tour who wrote a book about, what it means to have really good hospitality. And so some of it is just going above and beyond, little touches. It's super interesting. Leading from that, a bunch of my mom's friends started doing like different things where, you have something extra special or different about the event. One of my friends, she did was like dirty Cokes as like the fun drink. And so when people walk in, they like get to make their fun drink and or like a hot chocolate bar or something like that, where it's just something above and beyond, very personalized, doesn't take that much longer to do because they can just do it themselves. But it's that extra thing of like, oh, you walk in and you get this fun drink and then you're like, Yeah. So I'm giving my mom's tips is really what's happening.
Oh, I love it. No, those are great ideas. And that book is one that I'll have to put on the blog post and the shop page.
It's also on Audible, so I listened to it too. And it was, a fast listen.
Which that's a hot tip because you can be working in the kitchen while you're listening.
Yeah.
I did that with salt, fat, acid, heat, and it was so interesting.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
And you can find those for free. You could do it on your Audible subscription, but a lot of times your library has, I think all library systems have an online option through Libby or some other app. And you put your library card number in and you can listen to a lot of things for free.
For sure.
If they don't have it, sometimes you can get it from another library. Like there's a whole consortium, I know, in Idaho. And at the very least, if you can't get it on audio, they can get it in your library for you to look at.
There you go.
To see if you want to maybe buy it. I like doing that sometimes with new cookbooks before I
go to the library and get
buy it.
Yep.
Get it from
We
the
do that
library,
too.
Browse through it, and then decide.
We found some really good
I
ones
wanna
through
buy
that. Just like, I wouldn't have tried that, but the library had it and it was a good one.
Yeah.
Was
That's
a winner.
great advice. Do you have any must-have kitchen items that you'd recommend for us? What do you use all the time that you could not live without? Maybe something you even took from your mom's kitchen. No.
I love her wood spoons. I will not lie. I have a couple of them. The wood spoons are a big one. I mean, we have complained about not having a zester. Once we got a zest, that was a big one.
Like a microplane?
Yeah, like a lemon zester.
Okay, yeah.
That was a big one for a while. We didn't have that. But the biggest thing is like being in college, we're just making do with what we have. And so whether it's the thrift shop or somewhere else where we can find something that we just don't have, those, come in handy.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Because you don't know. We might not have the money or the cash or whatever.
But somebody might spot it at Goodwill if you have a
they're
wish
like,
list.
guys, we needed this. Okay, perfect. Buy it now. Buy it now. But I think we just got a drying board, or like a drying rack, Rebecca Merkel's drying rack.
Yes.
And that was huge. We were really excited about that. So
I really like that. That's actually a great kitchen item to recommend because it replaces the dish towel that gets soggy
all the time. And we were so done with it. We were like, this is gross on our counter. We need something better. And so we bought one of those just recently. So that's one, it's top of mind. And then we'll say this here, but ChatGPT, since we haven't talked about it.
We have not talked about it yet on here at all. So we're going to hear how
new waters.
This is new technological waters from the college girl, the college young lady. So tell us how you use ChatGPT in cooking and in your kitchen.
I'll preface this with one, I do not think ChatGPT is always right.
Right.
And you really have to bully it to get you sometimes to tell you the right thing.
You have to be the one in charge.
Exactly.
And not believe every single thing it says.
Almost all my ChatGPT inquiries are food related because whether I'm using it for meal prep of like, put together, how much would it cost me to make this? It's so nice to do.
It is a very useful
proportions.
tool.
If I'm like, this is a recipe, I need you to change the proportions. But even just finding recipes sometimes where I'm like, these are the people I like. What are other cooks in that same flavor genre? Or what flavor, like even if I don't, a substitution, that's a big one. It just not having the 40 plus years of experience or like whatever, I think it's so helpful as a newer cook, newer chef, newer baker, to be able to not have to text my mom constantly. I think she's happy about that. I'm like, wait, this didn't, like, if I forget to take the chicken out of the freezer, and then I'm like, oh no, what do I make dinner? Like, what am I fast? Exactly. If, the instant, or it's like, oh, here you go. Here's Instant Pot recipe for frozen chicken versus thawed chicken, or any deviation of something. I can go to ChatGPT and be like,
ChatGPT,
and sometimes
get a quick answer.
Yeah, of like, okay. And I mean, it's never done me wrong so far, and I'm sure it will at some point. But I think actually I take that back. One time, I think I was asking pretty high, crazy, wild aspirations of making like gluten-free, dairy-free muffin things, and it was like not good,
not good,
not good. But overall, you can get quite a lot, and even like for substitutions, and it's very specific to your food. So I'm like, okay, I'm making this soup, but I do not have white wine. What should I make instead? Like, what should I put instead? Because it needs that acidic kick. Okay, apple cider vinegar is going to be your best option, diluted in some water. And I was like, oh, perfect. Made all the difference. And I mean, I'll do it to taste. I don't take like how much I should add as much.
Yeah,
that's still kind of up to the chef.
Sure. And to your point, asking ChatGPT gives you the answer instantly.
Yeah. And it's very specific to your case.
And specific to your case, exactly what you want to know, as opposed to searching and searching and searching ideas and reading this blog post and this person's idea and that blog post. And it may not even be exactly what you're looking for. And 30 minutes later, you're still kind of undecided because this person said that and another person said another thing, and it wasn't actually dealing with the chicken dish that you're working on.
Because it's synthesizing a bunch of information. And like, you still have to use discernment of like, okay, maybe not, I won't do this or this, but it's very helpful. And sometimes I ask it like, hey, I'm making something, it's kind of Persian tasting, but I have this extra, it's Persian inspired. I'm not as familiar with that genre.
Yes.
I have basil and mint. Should I put both in there?
Yeah.
Will that flavor be bad? And it's like, no, those flavors actually in a lot of recipes are used together in this particular genre. I'm like, oh, okay.
And it helps you with your creation to be able to go forward.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay. And I'll try it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that again.
But you're still tasting it. I know I think all search bars now, no matter what search bar you use, whether it's Google or Bing or DuckDuckGo or whatever, the first thing that pops up before you get to the websites is a summary of the websites, which is what ChatGPT is. But all of them have their summary, their AI summary, whatever their AI is. I think they have different names. And if you quickly read that, it's exactly like reading ChatGPT, where it's just a quick summary. And then I think most of them now have a bar where you can continue asking questions. Yep. But ChatGPT, I think, is the best. I mean, there's other ones too, like Grok and things like that. And
I just am most familiar. I know I'm most familiar with Chat just because it's the one I've used. But you can do so many things with it, because you can have it make, like, if you're looking to diet a certain way, then it also will cater to that. And you can ask for specific preferences of type of recipes that it pulls up, and links to those recipes of exactly what you're looking for and different types. And then I like to call it a little pastry chef in my kitchen, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm making a cake. The recipe for this cake doesn't exist. I need the components, but I want to make it. And I need a pumpkin sponge. I need a buttercream that would go on top of that would not destroy the sponge. What do you recommend? And it's like, oh, you should do Swiss meringue. I'm like, I've never made that. Okay, what are your hot tips? What do people say I need to be careful of? Stuff like that.
And that can take you to a website that they can offer suggestions or give you recipes.
Give me the website with those tips, or give me the website with that recipe.
Cook or chef who's created a better, what did you call it? Better meringue?
Oh, Swiss meringue. Swiss
meringue. Yeah. So you can go to a website and right there have a recipe.
Exactly.
And ChatGPT will create recipes for you too. Yeah. They can be suspect. But
you have to be careful, and it's really up to the chef. You're like, okay, if they do create a recipe for me, it's because I've specifically asked for something where it doesn't exist, but I have a flavor profile in mind. So I'm like, okay, this is what I want. I have these things in my kitchen. What should I make?
Yeah.
People like to use it for like their leftovers in the fridge. of like, okay, I have this, 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 and this. What should I make?
Yes.
And sometimes you still have to be like, okay, I can tell that might not be very good. But out of those, give me a couple options. And then it'll give you different things of like, okay, you have tomatoes, you have rice, you have beans, you have this, here are your options.
What can I make? My success story with it has been the time saving that happened. We were trying to create a menu for a couple coming over, and at that time they had a very specific diet. And I just started off with searching, for ideas because I hadn't cooked for this specific diet. And so I went to this website and that website and another website. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. I do not have time for this. I mean, to go to this person's opinion and that person's opinion. And I didn't really like the look of that recipe. And I kind of had in mind the main dish that I wanted to do. So I went to ChatGPT and was like, give me your ideas for this type of menu with all of this restriction. And this is my main dish. The thing is you can keep giving prompts.
Yes. You can edit it as you go.
Yes, you edit it. And so like you mentioned, once I had my idea of a main dish, and then I got some side ideas, it would give you drink and dessert ideas and all these things. I'm like, okay, delete the drink idea.
Yeah, like I don't need that. I just need to make sure.
And now I want it for 8 people. And, you can just keep going and tweaking until you have exactly what you want. And then you look at it and you're like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for. And I could not find this on one person's website.
And even like you could put together like that meal and be like, oh, I already bought all the ingredients for this meal. What are gluten-free, dairy-free, or keto, or whatever meals that use some of those same ingredients, so I'm not having to buy a whole nother meal for just 2 people who are going to eat different things.
Yes, that's so true, because it keeps you from wasting or throwing things away later.
Yeah, it can be a money saver.
For sure.
So, I don't know. There's a lot of ways to use it.
It's a tool that can be used well. Yeah.
I mean, you still have to, like, it's not human, so you still have to taste the food, and you still have to really do the work of, this is what I want. This is what I want it to look like. This is,
you still have to
give me the recipes, give me the,
and tasting, and it just
but it can give you those ideas specific to your situation, which I think is really the key here with using it, is like, I know that it's going to be very specific to what I'm doing. I don't have to do a bunch of sifting and going through.
So consider this hot tip, all you older people out there like me. The college girl has spoken. And I love it, because it is actually learning a lot of those technological things that are new out there can be a real help to people that have never used something like that before and don't know how. It's really not scary. It's so easy.
It can be super great for health too, like specifically for women's hormones. You can put in all the things of like, hey, I need this for my health problem, whatever the case.
What food, are you saying like what foods offer that? Or?
Yeah, you can ask it like, what foods should I use for this, or what do people say? Or like there's books and research. If you're following a particular person, you can just say, what would this person make for like meal prep? And then you have to look through it and make sure like, okay, I don't, I wouldn't make this. That's not what I want, or this and this, but you can specify it to any dietary need.
That is a
for
really
your health.
Great tip. Okay.
And ask it to do it on a budget. It can make your grocery list.
And it can keep it in a certain budget, I guess, too.
Probably. You have to tell it. It can give you close it can give you close estimates. So sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm making this recipe and this recipe. What's my close estimate here on how much it's going to cost me? Or I need to
a really, really smart calculator.
Sometimes. But you just have to think there's so many opportunities and ways to use it well in comparison. Like there's a lot of ways to use it unwisely.
Sure.
So
with any tool we have.
Using discernment in both ways. Just like, you can't trust everything you hear from ChatGPT, and you really have to sometimes yell at it, but also it can offer a lot of great things.
Yes. Okay. This is a really fun, new must-have kitchen item.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Let's end on a story. Do you have a funny story regarding hospitality, either from your years at home with your mom or currently with the roommates that you have, your 5 roommates that you have right now?
I feel like the funniest thing is this is the first thing that comes to mind. I don't know why.
Well, this is the best one to share.
it's not even a hospitality that, like our hospitality. It was Kim Hatcher is the best, and she had us over. She's a pastor's wife in Seattle,
where you used to live.
And so we went over for like a brunch thing with our family. And, you get in the car and like mom and dad are like, okay, everybody, like, these are the rules. Be very, like, be courteous, be kind. Like, they give you the pep talk. You go in. What they forgot to mention on the pep talk was don't take a shower.
Interesting.
And so Maeve, my youngest sister, went missing, and the hospitality must have just been that good because Maeve felt so comfortable in her house and just was like, yep, here I am.
I want a hot shower. That would feel nice
and
right
so
now.
we lost her, and everyone was like, oh no, where's Maeve? And we were searching all over the property and like within the house, and finally we went, and she like popped out of the, shower and got all dressed, and we're like, Maeve, what in the world? And she's like, oh, I just took a shower. Just took a shower. I think she was like 5 or 6.
So funny.
She was so little, so cute.
That is so funny. And of course, no one thought to go in the bathroom with the shower running to look for the lost little girl.
We found her pretty quick, but it was just the funniest thing. And we, Kim loved it because she was like, I love that Maeve felt so comfortable here.
Instead of just kicking off her shoes and putting her feet on the couch, she went and took a hot shower.
But that's a hospitality win.
That is a hospitality win.
I mean, she was so little. It was very cute.
That is so cute.
The only thing I can think of is, I forgot to mention the one we do at the beginning of the year. The last 2 years we've done this. We've had tons and tons of college students in our backyard. We did the first year by ourselves, but the second year with the house across the street, we have a big welcome back to school party. And so we'll invite tons and tons and tons of people.
Which late summer is perfect for hosting in the yard.
It's
and
ideal.
Being able to expand your numbers.
And we had like cornhole and spike ball and ping pong and a ton of food just laid out in the backyard, cupcakes or something, and people bringing desserts. And I think we had 60 to 70 people there, I think. But it's so fun. It's a huge opportunity to just welcome everybody back, and they have the opportunity to like hang out and mingle and see everyone. And and
an opportunity for new people to meet.
Yeah.
People they're going to be in college with.
Yeah. We meet a lot of people. And I think the biggest thing also is we love to mix classes because it's really easy to see your class or the class below you, or high schoolers too. We'll bring in high schoolers to crepe night or different age ranges because ultimately it's really not going to matter. It's only like 5-year difference. Right. So these are the ladies you're going to be raising kids with. Yes. It's not really going to matter. And so we try to bring in a wide variety of ages to those type of parties, even classes of like, okay, bunch of different girls, totally different, totally different backgrounds, or they might not be used to this circle. Just kind of breaking out of whatever, again, sphere you're in. So you really have to think bigger.
Right. It doesn't have to be just senior girls.
It can be moms, young moms with like, small little babies.
Right. Could be people that graduated last year or the year before. It could
be high school, seniors, juniors, freshmen.
Yeah. That's wonderful to be so open-handed with your hospitality. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I have enjoyed this so much.
This has been pretty funny.
It's been pretty great. And I really love having the perspective of someone in their 20s. This is so needed I can gain tips, and I'm married and in my 40s, but so many people can relate to this, but especially the girls who are the young ladies who are in their
You can say the kids. You can say the kids.
The kids. Those 20-year-old kids.
We're really not taking it personally.
Who have their life ahead of them.
Well, I always love coming and listening to the podcast just because there's so many moms and women who offer so many things and totally different perspectives. And so coming and hearing,
there's always something to learn.
There's always someone, even in our community, just walk up and ask. Like, I love that about being able to walk up and ask and be like, hey, how do you do this?
So much.
Why do you do it this way? Okay.
Absolutely.
I will learn.
Learning from each other is definitely the way to go.
Because these are all my hot tips, but
yes,
there are still fails.
I need more.
I always need more.
Yes.
More food ideas, more inspiration.
Absolutely. All right. Well, until next time, bye for now. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow the show and leave a review. It helps new people be able to find the podcast. And if you enjoyed this conversation especially, be sure to share it with a friend. Thank you for your time.